Before we talk about what generics are, let's look at the problem they try to solve. So in this project, I'm going to add a new package called generics. I'm going to write all the code for this section inside this package. Now let's say we want to implement a class for storing a list of integers. So in this package, we add a new class called list. In this class, we need an array to store our integers. So let's declare a private field, private integer array items, and we set it to a new int array of 10. Now, we shouldn't hard code the length of this array here. It's better to add a constructor and receive the initial capacity of this array as a parameter. But let's not worry about this and instead implement a basic list class. So what is the next thing we need here? We need a method for adding a new integer to this list. So a public method, public void add, which gets an integer called item. Now here we also need a private field for keeping track of the number of items in this list. So private int count. Now back to our add method, we type items of count, and we set this to this new item. So initially count is 0, and we store this item at index 0. Now here we should increment count. So next time we add an item, it will be stored at index 1. Okay. Now we also need a method for getting an integer by its index. So public integer get, we give it an index, and here we return items of index. Now here we're not validating this index parameter. We're not checking to see if it's negative or greater than the number of items in this list. Let's not worry about these details and focus on an absolute basic implementation of a list. So now that we have a list, let's go back to our main class. Here we create a new list. We want to import the one that is declared in this package that we just created because we have another class by the same name in Java. It's declared in java.util package. We don't want that one. So let's import our own class. All right. Now we call the add method and insert an item in this list. Now let's say tomorrow we want to have a list of users. So first I'm going to add a new class in this package called user. Now in this class, we could have fields like username, password, email, and so on. For now, let's not worry about this. Instead, we want to have a list of users. Here's the problem. This list that we have here, we cannot use this class for storing users. We can only store integers in this class. So with this approach, we'll have to create another class called userList. And in this class, we're going to have a user array. So private user array. Let's import this type. We call it items and set it to new user array of 10. Similarly, we need a count field, so private integer count. Then we'll have to implement our add and get methods. That's a lot of code duplication. What if in the future we want to have a list of strings? So this approach is very tedious and not scalable. In the next video, I'm going to show you one way to solve this problem.